Let's get started. Start with listening, and then learn new words and practice them in sentences.
Have you ever wondered why advanced English learning is so crucial in today's globalized world? Advanced English learning is an incredibly powerful tool. It's not just about mastering complex grammatical structures or acquiring an extensive vocabulary. It's about understanding the nuances and subtleties of the English language that open doorways to a new world of opportunities. Imagine being able to comprehend intricate subjects, participate in sophisticated discussions, and express your thoughts and ideas with clarity and precision. This is the power of advanced English learning. It can enhance your career prospects by making you more attractive to international employers. It can deepen your cross-cultural understanding, allowing you to connect with people from different backgrounds and walks of life. Most importantly, it allows you to delve into complex topics, broadening your intellectual horizons and sharpening your critical thinking skills. With advanced English, you are not just a language learner, but a global citizen ready to engage with the world. The first step in using podcasts to enhance your English is to pick the right ones. You see, not all podcasts are created equal. Some will amuse you with lighthearted banter, others will keep you on the edge of your seat with thrilling stories, and then there are those that will plunge you into the depths of complex issues, challenging your mind and your linguistic skills. These are the ones we're interested in. Imagine this. You're about to embark on a journey through the intricate maze of advanced English learning, and your podcasts will be your guiding light. They will illuminate your path, introducing you to new vocabulary, complex grammatical structures, and thought-provoking ideas. But to ensure that your journey is not just fruitful but also enjoyable, you need to choose your podcasts wisely. Take a moment to consider what piques your interest. Are you fascinated by the intricate dance of global politics? Or do the mysteries of the universe keep you up at night? Perhaps you find yourself drawn to the realm of philosophy, contemplating the nature of existence and the human condition. There's a podcast out there for you waiting to be discovered. For instance, if you're intrigued by the world of politics, economics, and international affairs, The Intelligence by The Economist is a treasure trove of insightful discussions and in-depth analysis. On the other hand, if philosophy is your cup of tea, then Philosophize This will quench your thirst for knowledge with its captivating exploration of philosophical ideas and thinkers. These podcasts, and many others like them, offer you more than just a listening experience. They provide a platform for deepening your understanding of complex topics, for expanding your vocabulary, and for refining your language skills. They challenge you to think critically, to question, and to engage with the content on a deeper level. But remember, the key is not to choose the most difficult or the most popular podcast. Instead, select one that resonates with you, that fires up your curiosity, and that challenges you just enough to keep you engaged, but not so much that it becomes overwhelming. Remember, the key is to find podcasts that challenge you intellectually and linguistically, but also captivate your interest. Once you have selected your podcast, it's time to tune in with an active mind. Active listening is more than just hearing words. It's about engaging with the content, understanding, and retaining the information. This is particularly crucial when delving into complex topics in a language you're striving to master. So let's talk about some active listening techniques you can employ. First off, don't be afraid to hit that pause button. When you come across a challenging concept or a word you don't recognize, pause the podcast. Use this time to research and gain a thorough understanding of the unfamiliar term or idea. This not only expands your vocabulary, but also ensures you're keeping up with the discussion. Next, let's talk about summarizing. After each podcast episode, take a moment to summarize what you've heard. You can do this mentally or jot it down in a notebook. Summarizing reinforces what you've learned and helps you to retain the information. It also gives you a chance to reflect on the key arguments and points made during the episode. Another great technique is to repeat information out loud. This might seem a bit odd, especially if you're listening to a podcast in public, but trust me, it works. Repeating what you've heard can significantly improve your retention and comprehension. It also helps you practice pronunciation and intonation, enhancing your spoken English skills. Lastly, don't just listen, question. Engage with the content by asking yourself questions or pondering on the arguments presented. This stimulates critical thinking and deepens your understanding of the topic at hand. Remember, active listening is not about understanding everything immediately. It's perfectly okay to replay portions of the podcast or to take longer breaks to digest complex information. The goal is comprehension, not speed. Active listening transforms passive podcast consumption into a dynamic learning experience. After listening to a podcast episode, don't just move on, engage with it. This is the key to truly understanding and absorbing complex content. You see, the learning process doesn't end when the podcast does. Rather, it's just the beginning of a larger journey of intellectual exploration and language development. So, how do you engage with the content you've just listened to? One effective way is through discussion. Whether it's with your peers, in an online forum, or even on social media, discussing the podcast topics not only helps reinforce what you've learned, but also exposes you to different perspectives. It's like a virtual roundtable where everyone brings their unique insights to the table. And as you articulate your thoughts in English, you're simultaneously honing your language skills, particularly in terms of fluency and vocabulary. But discussion isn't the only way to engage with the content. Writing about it is equally beneficial. Consider penning a short essay summarizing the episode, or maybe write a critique or a personal reflection. This exercise compels you to think critically about the podcast, to analyze its arguments, and to form your own opinions. It's also a fantastic way to practice writing in English, especially if you're aiming to achieve a C2 level of proficiency. And if you're feeling particularly inspired, why not record your own response podcast? This could be a commentary, a rebuttal, or even a continuation of the discussion started in the original podcast. Not only would this be an exciting creative project, but it's also a fantastic way to practice your speaking skills. Plus, who knows? You might even find yourself with a following of fellow advanced English learners eager to engage with your content. Remember, all these activities, discussing, writing, and recording, are not just about engaging with the podcast content. They're also about engaging with the English language itself, pushing your boundaries, and expanding your horizons. Engaging with the content extends the learning process beyond the podcast episode and into your everyday life. So don't just listen, engage. To recap, we've explored the journey of using advanced English podcasts for learning. We've delved into the world of sophisticated podcasts, such as The Intelligence by The Economist and Philosophize This, which broaden our minds with in-depth discussions on a variety of complex subjects. We've also highlighted the power of active listening techniques, emphasizing the importance of pausing, reflecting, summarizing, and researching to maximize comprehension and retention. Furthermore, we've underscored the value of engaging with the content, whether it's through writing essays, debating ideas in discussion groups, or simply expressing your own perspectives. These strategies not only deepen your understanding, but also spark intellectual growth and broaden your global engagement. So remember, advanced English podcasts are more than just a tool for language development. They are gateways to stimulating conversations and thought-provoking topics. With the right podcasts and strategies, you can harness the power of advanced English learning to explore complex topics, expand your horizons, and engage with the world on a deeper level.
Let's learn new words and practice English at level C2. Nuance. Nuance, a subtle difference in meaning, expression, or sound. Example, advanced podcasts often explore the nuances of language and culture, challenging listeners to think deeply. Sophisticated. Sophisticated, having, revealing, or involving a great deal of worldly experience and knowledge of complex issues. Example, the podcast's sophisticated analysis of global events provides listeners with a deeper understanding of current affairs. Subtext. Subtext, an underlying and often distinct theme in a piece of writing or conversation. Example, advanced learners benefit from podcasts that discuss the subtext of literary works, helping them grasp the deeper meanings. Connotation. Connotation, an idea or feeling that a word invokes in addition to its literal or primary meaning. Example, understanding the connotations of words is essential for interpreting complex topics in advanced podcasts. Critical thinking. Critical thinking, the objective analysis and evaluation of an issue to form a judgment. Example, engaging with advanced podcasts encourages critical thinking, as they often present multifaceted arguments on complex issues.